Okay. Alright. My ears are back in. And this should be cranking over as I have the standby screen rolling. And let's see if this will work when I do this, because it's not the normal Steam shenanigans. What happened here? There we go. Alright, we're rolling. And let me put my little thing in the corner too. There we go. So, Fly Day. Whereas I'm going to call it, for YouTube reasons, Top Off Tuesday. So, you know, top off your fuel and get ready to fly. And stuff. 3 minutes after boat launch, we can see them rolling in the distance over there. There's some boats. And we're still doing some testing on the Sea Glide, right? Let's go pull that out. The tub of you isn't murder for the... They generally shouldn't. For pixel boobs, it's really not super clear. As it is, none of my shit's marked for kids, at least, thank God. But there's probably a thing I'll have to check later if things become too obvious, and in which case then it'll be fine. It should be. I need to like mark it for like 18 or something like that if it becomes super duper obvious. That's as far as I understand it. I'm still surprised Twitch lets Grand Theft Auto roll. But the online version of Grand Theft Auto doesn't have all the things off that the offline mode generally does for the story. However, there are some people who mod Grand Theft Auto and hack it, where some of the more concerning things are still in the game files. And so by hacking the last Grand Theft Auto, you could randomly get a guy who's literally got their wang out and just starts following you around and humping you, like completely automated, like something out of Second Life. Generally, those clips aren't the ones that get kept in Twitch, though. Those ones tend to wind up on YouTube. Alright, so I think my Sea Glide, I guess, did not res. Or maybe I res the wrong thing? Did I res like a far head on the ground or something? I hope not. But I wouldn't completely doubt it. If I did, they'll probably tell me if I didn't find it later. And then I can apologize. I left a random piece of junk on the asphalt here. Alright, well, let's see if this one's to res out. There we go. Chunk. Well, that is not the Sea Glide. That is a Snow Glide. Which I could use. Maybe I should, just to make sure it doesn't have something going on there. Just in case. You can just scrape some skis on something. So I guess anyways, for their streaming reasons, you did see a Sea Glide, which is pontoon based, which arguably you could just run pontoons on snow, even though the Sea Glide kind of came later thinking was a good idea. I sure think it's a good idea. Which then opened up a bunch of other good ideas. So this one's going to be chock full of cool options for people, and somehow keeps a significantly low render weight for those options that it has. So let's pop the ties off here, and I will be scraping skis along because I have no wheels. I might smack my wing right through that thing. The very tips are a bit phantom, probably for the betterment of mankind. So yeah. So we have some guests along over there. I guess you're going to tote them along in an aircraft?
Yep.
That sounds good. We should make the rear wheel turn or the rear ski on this thing's case turn when it's turning. It did cross my mind the other day, but I got to thinking how much more impact would that cause though, or any other shenanigans, and I'm like, maybe we can do without it. But it is a thought. Just one I'm not as worried about. Alright, so first point of course is there because that's their normal start point. But that point is there, and I think that'll work just fine. Okay, come on, get a little bit more center here. Good enough. Alright, so turn it up. Bring the noise. Bursting on down the line. There's some boat that looks like it's sinking on a crossing. It should pop back up and be fine. There we go. Hey there. We're just kind of starting. Now you got some ride-alongs. Yeah, some aren't as open to it. Airplanes scare some of them. Well, that reminds me, I didn't put my draw distance up. Oh wait, no, it's up at the standard for these days, about 288 for flight. I used to do a whole lot longer than that. Let's go find some boats. Well, that waypoint didn't. Oh, now it decided to trip. We got some boats here. There's the bones slowly resing in over there. Matter of fact, across this sucker in the corner here. Oh gosh. Oh, there we go. And part of it didn't res. Part of the tail didn't res. And here goes part of the neck that's resing in a little bit late. That's fine. And through. Big old cluster of boats at waypoint 4. Good looking spread. And there's a coastie boat. Let's try cranking this into acrobatic mode. Gives a little faster roll. Whoa, that's a crossing. plane looked like it did like a straight backflip, like in place for a moment on that crossing. Purely visual, but yeah, that's a thing. And I seem to have lost control on that crossing. Oh, here we go. Do my more proper tag. I have a semi-proper tag on, but I can do better than that. There we go. So yeah, my profile remotely warns people now that I might be streaming them at any time. And even though that copy paste is against TOS, if someone decides to randomly message like some heinous crap at me while I'm streaming, unless SL wants to entirely give up its YouTube presence, well, that's probably not going to, you know, work out so well. Oh shit. Tyridicus is out. Saw him do his flashy thing the other day. But yeah, in case you don't know, that flashing white thing is actually one of ours technically. They just don't fly airplanes. Those control your plane for an extended amount of time?
I like to.
Oh, jammed controls?
Yep.
Yeah, I had some heinous ones yesterday. Oof. So yeah, the masthead is going to be a little jammy right now. It is a straightaway, so it's fine, but know that you're probably going to have some interesting delays in there. Well, what happened here? See an airplane. Oh, I found Nib. Hey Nib, you can type the letters FX and it normally should fix that if you're in a PV plane. PV planes come stock with a quick fix mechanism. Oh yeah. But yeah, you don't even have to restart the engine on them. You just type FX in local, and 9 times out of 10 you'll be on your way. If FX doesn't fix it, then yeah, you probably are crashing. Yeah, I sensed Tyran when I saw a blurring white thing loop by. Yeah, tell him I said hi too. That's interesting. Let me test this a little bit more. There might be something twitchy about her. Oh, fast way to do that. Just lay some fire. See what happens. that's going to be a crossing and a half or crash out. Oh, I heard the engine stop, so... Well, the burst stopped, so that means I probably still have control. It's just not visually giving it to me. Got it back just in time for the next crossing. Shenanigans of SL. You get used to most of them. It takes a while. Kicked up a little water next to that boat there. Oh, it's Kumiko. I haven't seen Kumiko in a minute. Oh, what happened?
She just like flat out like shouted at me, fuck you, when I did a little angry face with the howl at you, just to get us back to the lesbian.
What, Kumiko did?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, keep a copy pasta of that. If it's local chat, it's legal to copy paste.
Yeah, it was, and she shouted at me. That's the same one that Artemis problems with.
Yeah, just put a note in there that you do recognize that you did like just a hello kind of a howling gesture for fun, but that nothing malicious was done, but that was their response. That way we're, you know, full disclosure that they may have responded to that for some reason, but I can also chime in and say that Kumiko has had some strange exchanges with multiple people.
And I reported it to agencies, and they said they would do it, and I
Yeah.
I trust that for
I think Kumiko was the one that broke out the not expected fire during my last Skyward thing, which I don't know if they did that on purpose or what, but it might have been just them derping. Oh, that's a spin and a half. I don't know what that's going to result in. Oh, that answers that. At least it didn't seem like it hit any boats, so I'll take that.
Okay, straight. Got a challenge for you.
Oh, what's that?
You where I'm parked?
Be a what, a what?
See where I'm parked?
Currently not. I just crossed waypoint 11. Where are you at?
Waypoint 9.
Oh, then you're probably like way back there. I could probably come back there. So I can come back for even regardless for a little bit here.
Rachel will see you in a second.
Let's see.
I'm just trying to see if I can launch this thing down here.
Let's see. That's waypoint 8. Now I'm trying to find where you're at. was going to see where you were parked. Where did you park? Were you on the blimp up there or something?
Yep, I won't blimp.
Because I know you're fond of stopping on blimps from what you were telling me the other time.
Yeah.
Let me take a
I
look
tried
here.
that once, and I had a lot of fun with it. Now I'm trying to do some good paragraph.
There is some range up there.
And Rachel just did it.
It's been a while since I tried such a short stop.
Also, it does help you have a very, very slow airplane.
Let me try and get it from the other one ways. Whoops. Oh. Too much stall speed. I have to go under it for a moment. Oh, darn it. Let's get a little distance up here. Oh, yeah. Do some interesting little turn bits with this. First, I need to get over that fin a little bit. And I drop it a little fast for it, but hey. Boop. Over that. So, alright. Yeah, this is here we are up on top of this blimp. Of course, mine's rattling around on its skis at the moment on the top of this because it's not what it's meant for. I think a little further forward, I'm hitting that back arch a little bit. But yeah, when you take off from something high up, it's generally okay because you'll get the takeoff speed a little bit on the way down when you got some range down there. Of course, I could always do a little bit of this and freak people out. Go like, "Wah."
Well, part of my role play over at the rescue centers is I've got the SR Coast Guard has a huge for various little things.
Weren't you like a package delivery person?
Not necessarily.
Time to go catch some boats again. There's one. A bit of Kumiko cursing. Who knows? Maybe Kumiko's just a New Yorker. That's how they say hello. Well, someone.
Music down so you don't get demonetized by the 2BU.
Yeah, what monetization? Yeah, I haven't heard anything myself. It just means I generally would have to like go back over the thing and see if it says I'm actually overdue for going back over old videos to see like, oh, there's a copyright thing and it's not being shown. I just have to go through it and then it'll actually point out where it is these days. And there's even a function that in some cases it just somehow like remixes the sound to make the song go away. And if it can't do that, then it'll just mute like an entire chunk of the stream, which, I'm kind of okay with too, like the re-recording of it. But the fact that they have sometimes, if it works out, that they can just kind of mute the song without muting everything is actually kind of neat. And I much rather have them like yank down my video and say, yeah, you had stuff in there and it can't be up, than them saying, yeah, well, you infringed, so now you got a strike on your channel. I'm like, yeah, I much rather have the like, yeah, we just took your shit down, so you might want to get back to that if you ever do, okay? Now, if I do something like really heinous, like jump at somebody's face like an angry koala and give them the, impromptu ninja mask, that would probably be bad, and YouTube would probably not be happy about it. But we don't have things like that on this channel. And don't currently plan on it. But it is Second Life. So strange things have happened. Pipeline into the Public's collective. Amygdala. Is that like an algorithm? Let me see if that was a direct message. Message while I have this wide open straight away here. What do we have here? It's a little NPC boat on Linden Labs, little automated things. There's someone just kind of parked here. Off. Mysterious flashing stranger, that is Tyran. Getting, what are those, ghosts? Maybe, I don't know. That texture flinched up strangely on that island there. So there is one thing I'm noticing that's happened here and there on some crossings with this plane, is that she's pitching up on some crossings. Like, not horrifically so, but like on crossing you get that little flinch upward. And I didn't want to say anything until I ran it across like several more lines, but yeah, I'm feeling a consistency that it's a thing. I don't recall the other version doing that, though. I could be wrong and just not remembering it right. But yeah. maybe her root prim is slightly changed on location to the craft compared to the other one, or maybe with the center mass of the rest of it could potentially somehow affect that. I did also notice that on a fast launch takeoff, she did want to nose forward a little bit. Like the friction of the skis were actually causing her to nose down a little bit. I'm barren before I change some stuff with physics. Yeah. So this one might need a little once over, and probably good that we took it out for testing and didn't take it for granted that it was going to be exactly the same as the Sea Glide. Now, if only Arrowhead would test things so vigorously before they launched them. Ooh, that's a big problem there. Oh, where do you see the Dragon at? At Barbosa? Gotta get in the habits of shouting waypoints, but I think I do have those. Southeast. Oh. I'm a bit far ahead for that. But I could probably turn back around. Probably a little overdue for turning back around anyway. Oh, who's that? Oh, that's them again. And boost is cooled down. Pop it again. Oh, who was that? Oh, that was Debbie Dastardly. Oh no. Oh well. By coming back against traffic with the boats, I did have a little fun weaving excursion between them that way. Probably made one pretty sure that I was going to hit them, and I did not. It was a good thing I had it on acrobatic mode. So it was indeed also popping fire when I was doing it. Alright, let's see if we can get this to water kick up height without kicking ourselves into the water. There we go. A little bit of water kick up here. Wolf that ship just a bit. Just hammer across the way. darn. Okay. That was really odd. Took a while for the FX to kick in for that one.
Very interesting pick over in Barbosa.
You guys out hanging out here, contributing a lag, sitting around in this Bay Area. Oh wow, Liz actually came out. It's been a while. Let's see if I can slow this up. Yeah, try not to do that because they go on about how, like, oh, you're griefing the boat. You get told you're griefing a boat even if you make a successful fly between two masts without hitting them if they're on the same boat. Like, it's not griefing. You have a tall ship. You probably can't even hear it. And welcome back from crashing. Crashing's not good. Although I guess it depends on which kind of crash. If it's a welcome back crash or it's a I never left, but now I'm very much on the ground crash.
Should I try to supply information on these on some of these boats?
We've flied some formation before. One time when someone was way out of line, I actually called for a flying formation right over one person, and I had the Sky Carrier, and we had several airplanes, and we followed them for a bit of a way, which was not harmful because it was a straightaway, so it's not affecting their steering in a crucial situation. But they didn't like basically being visually called out for being a bitch. And, well, guess what? Eventually, you keep acting up, something's going to happen. And it wasn't super malicious, but it was a display of we're not happy. And then I asked a cruise director to have a word with them, be like, you know, are you going to have a word with them? So I'll pull it right back. They said, I'll have a word with them. Yes, I will. And then I'm like, okay. So then I pulled back the formation, but then all that cruise director did was ask her why she has a problem with us. Like, well, that's not having a real word with them. That's obviously not what I meant. And being that there were some issues, I'm like, oh, tell you what, we'll do an experiment. I myself alone will go off the set and just skip that day, and we'll leave the rest here. But more stuff came up, and I just, you know what? Then if you're going to support this person and what they're doing and not have a word with them, not enact any form of discipline or allow us to even talk back, which is what I asked, like, tell you what, If she starts some shit, am I going to be allowed to say something back? Which then that cruise director relayed to somebody else as, oh, well, Street was asking me if it was okay to grief her. I'm like, no, that's not what I said. That's way twisting words. Like, it may not have been griefing. They might have said it was a case of that I was asking them if it was okay to harass them. Like, no, that's me being able to say shit back after they started shit. That's not griefing nor harassment. That's finally being able to say something back when people step out of line. So being that, you know, that cruise director further decided to gaslight that situation, they then tried to circumvent me. And I said, tell you what, go tell them that if they really want something for us to return, I'll sit down at the table. I'm not above, you know, hearing some things out. It wasn't that super critical, not beyond reproach. But they never came to talk to me after the fact. So that kind of made me feel that, like, yes, they very absolutely were trying to circumvent me because they know they didn't want to have to deal with me anymore, and they thought that they could catch our resources in another light. So this person that I'll remain, you know, nameless, just does not get our support on any official level. We don't bug them, but as long as they don't bug us, that's fine. They go live their lives. I just no longer need to, you know, pull them out of whatever thing or whatnot until they're going to have a conversation. And that conversation, as I said, never came. So, live and let live. They can just live without me, and they can live without my hard work. They can live without all our hard work, especially when they try and confuse people into believing some other shit that was said that was not said. I know that kind of trickery bullshit. I've dealt with it too much in my time. Stuff like that is why I gave up a lot of PvP clan type stuff and things like that, and why I largely took the chapter off of being a public venue. So that's why I don't do much as much open, large 40K faction management anymore. There's just maybe a few of us behind the scenes that, you know, get back in touch here and there, touch base with what's going on, what, where, and then we kind of just go venture our own ways a good chunk of the time. Although there are a couple of us that are in communication regularly, like me and Ryle. And I guess I'm going to have to go put down at Aknafar or something. I've been kind of floating around here thinking, where am I going to land this? It's not going to be a problem. It's not going to be the water because I don't have floaty pontoons. I have snow skis. So if I try to put that in the water, I might be on the surface of the water for a brief moment. That'll come to a quick end when I slow down enough, even in real life. Maybe I can put it down here. Yep, that's good enough. Right on the catwalk. And then tapped a little something, but that's okay. But thanks for recognizing the hard work. I wish more people would recognize it. Some of our internals definitely recognize it. But some of these other folks, they think like, oh, all you do is fill up all the way with the fly. They just don't fucking get what goes into shit and then stuff that we put up with, and that they're not the only ones that say something stupid that I get to hear on a weekly basis. And as Peter Venkman once said, it's time we practice a little something that we know as self-control. And that's generally when I have self-control, is to not just go down their throat so hard that I'm going to be added to an offender registry of some sort. Which I joked about with someone else, that's basically what I did with Bianca, but Bianca's got a long history. She's probably lucky no one's found a way to catch her saying some of the stuff and acts like she does, and give her one, brisk slap hard enough to take some of her teeth and shoot craps with them on the sidewalk. Because she pushes buttons. But yeah, I parked my one plane on the little sidewalk, which was a nice straight smooth glide in, but then I did tap the wing on that canoe thing and it angled a little bit. But yeah, that little walkway that is next to the helicopter pad I'm now standing on, being that it's nice and small, I can do that.
Right now I can land just about anything on the helipad.
Yeah, could do a helipad. Suspension. Spiders. Maybe I'll actually pick that one up and take it in case we need to go over anything the flight might have caused. But I think she just tends to twitch upward slightly on some crossings. And your pontoon wood has come to rest. The wonder of sheet metal.
That's all fabric and wood.
Really? I thought I saw some vents though on the sides of the engine type area where there was a little bit of something that wouldn't be material.
That's sheet metal.
So at least that's sheet metal. Is mine? Oh yeah, I picked that up. I was having a stroke for a moment. I wonder that about last night too, because like I remember Valdi talking to me for like a little bit, and then she obviously passed out, and I watched some like music videos, and like it felt like just maybe an hour or two later suddenly it was 5 a.m. which was a bit of a time jump. Oh, that's one of your friends, Nibs? Yeah, we need to do that thing, Nibs. That thing with the musical thing. Maybe we can compare notes to see where we are on some of that. Because I think with it we can do like a 3 or 4 surface flippy chunk bit, which will be like either 3 or 4 different surfaces of like standard media screen. That way when you're not running music that's like off the script thing right in the world, they could just use something like YouTube if it's a song they don't have. And then they could save like those different streams off of YouTube or a video to those like different surfaces that it would like default back to. And then to switch between those presets, it just kind of flips the rolly thing. Could probably even do more than just 4 surfaces. Alright, thanks for coming out, and we'll see you later. Right, I could say all this shit to you noobs, but then Nick wouldn't know, but you know. Oh, you could always translate or something. So let's see. Let's see. But yeah, Nibs, the music thing. We need to do the music thing. We need to do the stuff with the music thing. And yeah, that's my popcorn. I had my Marshmallowy Lucky Charms bumper, but that one takes resin rights to do, which would work here, but in most places it doesn't work. Same thing with my gold coins. So I figure I just put on my popcorn bumper, which is all particle based. And tomorrow it'll be valued, it'll be a valid thing to have on anyway, because it's movie day tomorrow.
Okay, I have made it to waypoint 14 to the Hogwarts. Sorry, I am so slow. I literally get off the ground for the deciding and I had a person say that.
Let's see, so which HUD you're not getting? I have to admit, I haven't done a lot of HUD testing. I generally focus on text commands and more of the control of the thing. It's good to go over the other stuff too, though. What? Is that a vacuum cleaner, or are you getting people with a Swiffer duster? Oh, it's a vacuum cleaner. You get some of the strangest things, Nib. I mean, I do too, but I generally get them on sale. You just somehow have a surplus. You're probably like a stock trader or something. Or some kind of mega coder. In which case, why can't we get like a spiritual successor to Crimson Skies? With massive co-op. Incidentally, apparently they were doing some co-op testing for Brew Barons, which I was actually kind of surprised to hear and glad to hear. Still have to get playing that game more. Always either here or playing Helldivers or taking a break on my arms and hands, watching a movie, dealing with back end stuff. Maybe just be mopping. Oh, vampy saw. Oh, the mechanical arms. I too have those. Just elbow drop into the water. So Nibs, when do you think we can catch up about the music player thing? I forget if you answered. I'm in a bit of a weird semi-tired state, as I often am. Oh, no wonder you're probably up in the coalition chat. I see it now. But yeah. Were you able to find like one of those fonts for the light things? I forget the name of again. It's like the old bomb counter on that one movie, that spherical bomb. Nixie like, okay. Yeah, if you chuck it into my IM or Discord or something, the name, I could also try and spend a little bit of time poking around and seeing if I could find anything. But yeah, we do a cool little thing like that. A way to check out, access the music that's easy to grab. And then also have like maybe a little wheel thing that has the different surfaces that we can have keep a YouTube thing per surface, which shouldn't be hard because by default, even without scripting it, those surfaces should be pretty much kept to whatever they were on last, unless you hit home or enter a thing if you were having an actual shown address bar. And then just have like some default thing with like a basic browser, a couple of YouTube ones, maybe like a default track for one and a default stream for the other that tends to be up regularly. All those streams eventually do go down and they just make a new stream, so that might not work. I'll have to think about that one. But yeah, then they get the best of both worlds. In-world thing for everyone to hear, and then the one that works just for them if it's a song they don't already have. Like I was saying before. And that would work well for a lot of things, because then people could punch that in, like they have the HUD ones that they have for Luke Flywalker, and just take the little address thing and punch it in. Or play their own tunes if they want to trade that up, like on some Tuesdays. Because not everybody's in the 70s like that. Type that there so Nick can also see it. Oh, what's going on over there? What's the unlimited stuff? What's that? Like, is it like standard price, or is there a sale going on, or what's going on over at Mad P? Wish I had 60 frames, even with 60 people, let alone 80. Standing here, it says I have like 18. But yeah, are the unlimited things like sale things, or is it a special event? Like, what is the unlimited things at Mad P, or is that just saying the metric shit ton of things they regularly have on regular price? used to be paid thing, but I think not free. Oh, maybe I should check that out. So are they? Oh, so they do have some free things, huh? Yeah, I'll definitely want to check that out. Oh, well, that happened.
Should I not park at the island right before it's marked for Dangle, or should I park at that island?
You could park here now. I'm pretty sure most of the boats are in. I just tend to sometimes recommend against it, like especially early on, because it gets kind of bogged and slow, and then steering. I vaguely remember people probably complaining about planes of something, but I get that regularly. But yeah, it's not that it's specifically planes, it's just more vehicles in an area tend to slow things, and some boats that may maneuver steering slow or get steering lock would be unhappy that there's more stuff parked there and then they can't maneuver. Like, especially when it gets really, really heavy. But most people are pretty much in by now. You might have like a couple here and there, but nothing that seems like they're gonna struggle or even having to struggle against other vehicles. It's just a good thing to keep in mind.
Yeah. Not usually after the end, but then yeah, if like I'm late, or like
What's that about poses?
All the poses on the cloud jumper, the engine work one is very low and behind the axle.
Oh yeah, I see. It should have an adjustment function. I'm not sure where to click it though for the poses.
Usually it's more spot on. Wow, yeah. Poses are way off. Are they like not?
Should be adjustable. Probably not pre-done yet, but yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, they're adjustable.
But yeah, if you adjust it and take it, it should keep them. But yeah, that's probably something that's not been fully developed yet.
Yeah, the point is
Like one of the things I'm hoping for, at least the Sea Glide, is a pose that's set up for a wing sit, so as tall people can choose that and then stand up from the craft so we can hop off of it and onto a dock. Because if you try and use a pontoon, you're probably falling into the drink, especially if you're tall. Your head hits the top, you get up from the thing and you just, well, bloop. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to say goodbye to him when I was checking out the other airplane thing. Anyways, I should get up to this after party. Let's see. Alright, see you later. In through the door. And, oh yeah. I'm still technically streaming, so I shouldn't put the music on yet. But we'll just do a from behind shot on a bunch of people where you can't make out anything. Because, well, YouTube probably still wouldn't super appreciate if there was super high detail, like boobs that you could actually see. So we're not going to do that. But, oops, a little cryptic. That being said, I'll probably cut the stream off here. We only had one semi-incident, which, as far as I know, got reported, which is just someone shouting F you up to one of the planes from someone who tends to be strange anyways, and it gets reported nonetheless. And everything else was running fairly smoothly. Slight up pitch on one of the planes that we were testing on some crossings, not all, but another plane did that during testing as well and did get fixed. I'm standing in water, let's not do that. So yeah, decent flight, and yeah, let me go ahead and kill the stream. So with that said, I'll pop it to my usual thingamabobby here. Thank you for joining in. If you did join in, or you flew along with us, or catch a late recording, about an hour and 18 minutes I have up on here. So yeah, I may or may not stream the next flight, which is literally going to be announced in about 39 minutes and 10 seconds. And maybe I will. We'll see. We'll see what preparation there'll be. I need to try and check on some other stuff. But yeah, I'll do that notice, and then an hour after that notice is when the actual launch off would be, and we might put the stream up ahead and prep for that. But we'll see, because I kind of like my sunset listening to tunes and grooves. And listening to tunes and grooves while flying is nice, especially at a sunset setting. Doesn't go well with streaming on YouTube, because, there'll be a bunch of things. It'll be like, you have like 5 different copyrights, at least minimum. And being that it's probably a full musical set while flying, it's probably going to be more like 15 to 20 copyright claims. And that's a bit much. So we may not do that. We'll figure it out. But anyways, this one's over for now, and I will hope to see you next time. And we'll probably be getting more Helldivers in eventually. And I really need to get to some of the other games I keep talking about playing and just not gotten done playing them. We need to get to Yakuza. We need to get to more Brew Barons. We need to get to Gunhead, which is the follow-up to Cryptark, which a lot of people don't know about. And Cryptark was very good for a 2D physics-type platformer, drifting through space, salvaging through combat kind of game that I actually found quite endearing. And now there's a first-person one. So, yeah, I definitely need to try that out. And I was able to pick it up on the cheap because it's already been out, and I lost track of it. But then it also went on sale on top of that, probably to help it move, because, I don't know, it feels like they really didn't push a marketing or any real word of mouth other than, even if you had Cryptark, you might not hear about it. So a lot of people probably don't even know Gunhead's even out, or if it even exists, which is a nice follow-up. So we'll see how all that works out. My only gripe is that, unlike the last game, the new one's not co-op. And if it does some kind of well, I would really like to actually see if I can contact that dev team, like we talked with LifeTap about, it'd be great if it was co-op, and I didn't think it was going to get that. But now LifeTap Studios has actually been working with a potential co-op mechanic and asked for a few testers. I've been kind of busy for that, but a couple other people have been getting in on it, and I should probably check up with them about it. But yeah, maybe we can get that for Gunhead as well, because a third-person mech, float around, zero-G, physics shenanigans, salvager through combat, breaking into a ship and destroying security systems, main mine, and stuff like that to procure the booty. Yeah, we need more games like that, quite frankly. I know a lot of people say, but now we have a bunch of extraction shooters, but Cryptark was kind of already doing it, and doing it in a very different way. So to now see Gunhead doing it and put a whole bunch of co-op on that could be really, really fun. But alright, I'm going to wrap this up here and keep your stick on the ice, at least for a little bit longer, because